have to have, and I know some of you got this, there's something called the power of the made-up mind. Right? And if your mind ain't made up, then you ain't going to effect no change. Your mind has got to be made up because there are some folk who are sitting across from you, your adversaries. Their mind is already made up. All right. So if your mind ain't made up, their mind is made up, then who's going to win? The made up mind is going to win. So I say those things because really, as I sat here and listened to you, you know, my heart breaks. I'm going to be real about this stuff. I sit here because my heart is breaking. You know, because here we are once again. After 40 or 50 years, I got started when there was something called Willis wagons. All right. Chicago Board of Education. Disrespecting, mistreating black children once again. And here we are in 2013. New faces, same problem. But you got the power. You always had the power. The question is, how do you exercise the power? If you don't believe that you got it, then you might have it, but you still won't affect change because you don't use it. You know, I'm here to support you in what you do. But I'm also here to try to persuade you, all right, to fight tougher, fight smarter, and fight like you want to win. Don't get in the battleground, on the battlefield. Don't get on the battlefield if you lukewarm about winning. Y'all hear me now? I'm old school. When I came up, it was about putting your life on the line for things that you believe in. You know, and I'm sorry, but that's just the way I am. Some of you might not want me to respond. Because my response ain't going to be coaching to some folks. If I take my time to come and listen to you and you complain, then I also want to hear you say that you're committed to solving the problems yourself, that you're committed to go up against the giants. But when you go up against giants, don't look at yourselves as being grasshoppers. All right? You got to look at yourself as being giant killers when you go up against them. Now, why am I saying all that? You know, it's not look back. I live in this community. On the Memorial Day, 4th of July, I'm just like everybody else. I'm already one stop. Fighting the crowds, fighting the line. With the last minute shopping. And I have been in this community and I love this community with all my heart. I live here in this community. Represented this community in city council. And I represent this community along with Danny Davis in the Congress. And I've seen all kinds of changes going on. I remember when they closed public housing. And some of us thought that it might be good, but there's a report out today that says the people in public housing that have been removed, that their quality of life has only increased marginally. In other words, they still got the same problems that they had when they were living in public housing. Listen, and I know you all are, and I'm talking to you too about this. Listen, price and diet. I know that's the reason why a lot of you are here, but don't. That's just a part of a bigger issue here. All right, and you gotta fight the big war. You just can't fight the battle on one level and lose out on the big war. The big war is the Board of Education and the power structure in this city is destroying the black community. Bit by bit, they're devastating by design the black community. Devastated by design. And I am of the opinion that the power structure declared when Harold Washington was elected mayor back in 1983 that there would never be another black mayor in the city of Chicago. And how are they going to make that happen? They're going to make that happen by depopulating the black community. Breaking up the power in the black community. Now, if I'm lying, say I'm lying. But that's the reality. That's what we're dealing with today. First, they take public housing down. Moving people into other neighborhoods, Chatham, South Shore, what were stable black middle class community. I mean, the record stands for itself. But what happened to those communities? Those communities have been devastated. They don't even look the same. And not because of the people, there ain't nothing inherently wrong with anybody. We're all God's children. But if you don't have the resources, if you haven't been acclimated, if you don't have the support systems to deal with the change, then you're going to bring old habits into the new place. We're going to put new wine into old wine skins. And they're going to burst. So when they took public housing down, about 435,000 people, and moved them out on the west side and on the south side, they depopulated the communities. And now here we are in 2013, what they're saying now is that they're going to close the schools down because the schools are underutilized because there ain't no population. When they depopulate the schools, the communities where the students come from, now how are we going to be punished for them depopulating the communities and the schools being underutilized because there ain't no children? It's by design. It's by design. And so, as we go forward, I just appeal to you as you look through the peephole at this, see the larger problem. Don't get isolated from the bigger problem. The bigger problem is how are we going to survive as a community here in the city of Chicago? How are we going to make our schools vibrant and effective and powerful? And how are we we going to bring our communities back? Where are the businesses that create jobs? Where are they? How are we going to bring the businesses back? So it's a comprehensive outlook and view. And don't get overwhelmed by the enormity of the problem, because the problem, the solution to the problem is in this room and in your heart. So the question is not how big the problem is. The question is how big is your heart? Whether you got enough heart for this struggle. And I just say this. If you can't run with the big dogs, then stay on the porch. Don't get out there yapping and barking and you can't back up your bark. It's tough. I know it is. I'm with you all the way. But if you know how I am now, it's hard for me to be quiet when I see all this stuff is going on. And it's hard for me to not speak out and do some things to fight it. But when I go out, I'm not going to be behind you. I'm going to be in front of you. It's hard for me to lead from behind. All right? But when I get out front, I lead with my chin most of the time. When I get out in the front, when I look back, I want to make sure I got some backup.
You got to stand up.
Now stand up strong. We got
Stand up. Stand up, everybody.
Stand up.
Hey, who's school? 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 Who's school?
I'm going to sit down. But I really am sincere about this. You know, anytime anybody has the audacity to tell you that it's in your interest to close what is 129 schools, all or the overwhelming majority of them black. If anybody can convince you that it's in your interest, then I don't know where we're going. You know, if anybody can convince you that closing 129 schools in your neighborhood is in your interest, then you're eating the wrapper and throwing the candy bar away. Don't buy into this hype. Get prepared to fight it now. And it's going to be a long, tough battle. And you're going to have some people who look like you who will be standing opposite of you. Right? Understand that and know that. But we can win because we're on the right side. Thank you very much.